Welcome back, Changemakers. With the millions of people that are resigning from their jobs right now, I thought it was time to take stock. Why is the Great Resignation happening? What is it about this concept of the Great Awakening? And what does Build Back Better mean for organisations, but also for us as individuals? So that's what I'm going to be covering. And right at the end, I've got an insight to help you make the most of this unique time in our history. So grab a pen, grab something to make some notes on, and let's get started. So the Great Resignation, or the Great Awakening, why is it happening? Well, the first reason is a lot more people are becoming financially educated, and they're looking at the career trap. And what the career trap is, you're invited into an organisation, you're paid a nice amount of money. It's an amount of money you've never experienced before, maybe growing up. And as your career develops, your money goes up. But of course, the career trap is, I need to think about my lifestyle. Does my lifestyle demonstrate the type of income that I'm earning? And that's the way people have been lured into thinking. If I'm a manager, does my car say manager? Does my house say manager? Does the type of holiday I'm going on say manager? If I'm an executive, am I living an executive lifestyle? That's the career trap, because no matter how much I earn, my expenses are equaling, if not exceeding, my income. Financial knowledge tells us maybe I should be doing something different. Maybe if I'm earning more, I need to spend less and actually take advantage of that and set myself up for the future. Maybe I want to rebalance altogether and think about how can I lower my income demands even further and rethink the amount of money I need to earn on a yearly basis. So financial knowledge is the first reason why the Great Resignation has been happening. And the second reason is the lockdowns gave people an insight into what life balance really is. Working from home wasn't all bad. It gave us the opportunity to manage our time better. It gave us opportunities to fit in, exercise, and re-engage with our natural surroundings. Most of all, it gave people a taste of lifestyle. Think about it. Before the pandemic, jobs were leave the house early in the morning, commute, and thousands of people. Get to an office, maybe still feel fairly isolated even though you might be in that office for more than 8 to 10 hours a day, commute back home, collapse on the sofa. That was life before the pandemic. During the pandemic, I might get up at the same time. I don't have to immediately get to work. I've got some time. I've got some opportunities to read, to relax, to meditate, to exercise. Then I'm off to work. But my work is so much more efficient now because I don't have constant interruptions. Now I can gauge my time. I can work out when I'm going to take my breaks. I can go and sit in the sun when the sun's out. I can go and sit in the sun and enjoy a very balanced life. Then as workplaces reopened, I started to think, do I really want to do that old routine again? And if I'm working for an employer that insists on that, maybe I'm going to reevaluate. That's what happened in the middle of 2021. A third thing that happened was everybody needed to embrace technology. Whether I was working in an office, whether I had a manual job, it didn't matter. The opportunity to use things like Zoom and Teams and WhatsApp and other communication devices ensured that the world stayed connected even when we were all being asked to slow down in terms of social interaction. But that access to technology opened up other opportunities. What started as side hustles has now become income generating machines that far outstrip the possibilities of a regular job. And in some cases, people have built incomes that have now replaced their jobs, and that has hastened the idea of their resignations. But the reason why this is talked about in terms of the Great Awakening is because people have had time to reflect. They've had time to think about, who am I? What do I want? What am I going to do with the rest of my life? And those big questions haven't been considered before by many because they were on the treadmill. And now they're off it and they can think more carefully about what they want to do with the rest of their lives. As I talk about in dynamic time management, I'm talking about balancing your life, the way you want to. And that's all part of this great awakening. And of course, now we're at the situation where there are actually more jobs available than there are people to fill them. Jobs are remaining open for months. And talent is what the companies are looking for. They're willing to pay more for people with real determination, with real desire to make an impact. And that's in every single sector. People are starting to understand their true value. But guess what? Money is not the reason most people leave their jobs. Whilst it can be a reason for people to stay, the thing that precipitates more resignations than anything else is the management. Line managers, people leave because they don't like their line manager. They don't have a great relationship with their line manager, or they don't feel valued by the organization they're working for. And whilst that's incredibly sad on many levels, it's also the seed of opportunity. If you're running an organization right now, it gives you an idea as to what you can do to keep hold of your good people and attract some even better ones. So as employers, how do you get over the Great Resignation? You build a strong organizational culture, one in which people feel valued. You provide training, you provide the resources, you provide the flexibility, you encourage people to think for themselves, and you think about the new skills that people need, the digital skills they need, the awareness they need of all of the changes that are going on around them right now. You provide all that, and guess what? People won't leave. If you're an employee though, don't think you can just hold your companies to ransom. You can in the short term, but medium and long term, they'll remember that. And your position, the trust they have in you, will be undermined. So play fair. By all means, look around. And if there are better opportunities, apply for them. See what you get offered. See what offers you attract. And you may be able to use those offers as leverage if you really want to stay where you are. But do the work. Think about your lifestyle. Think about how much money you actually need on a weekly basis. What can you trim? What can you do differently? What sort of lifestyle can you create that's not dependent on what others think of it, but what it enables you to do instead? We're only here once. Make the most of it. Design your own life. So leave some comments below. What thoughts have you got on this whole issue of the Great Resignation or the Great Awakening? Let me know. Let's spark the conversation and see where we think this is all going in 2022. Have a great week.